First of all, I think that we are too negative about ourselves. We are, I think, the only sport to be 50-50 gender.
Yes.
We have one of the only sports to be doping free. We have no scandal about doping, nearly no scandal about betting.
Almost.
Almost. But
in the end,
was a
there
joke,
was no scandal as well.
Yeah. But there is nearly no scandal at all in hockey. Maybe we need that. That's another question. But I prefer like this, of course, without any scandal. But we have many qualities, but we are always looking at other sports saying, yeah, they are better than us. Okay, maybe, but maybe not.
The Euro Hockey Daily podcast is brought to you by XPS. Plan, prepare, perform and win with XPS by SidelineSports.com. The essential software platform for hockey coaches all over the world. Not just for coaches here at the European Championship, but for all ambitious coaches eager to improve every day. A must-have tool for clubs who want to track the development of their homegrown talents. For more info, check out xps.promo/hockey. Welcome to the Euro Hockey Daily. So we are on the eve of the European Championships starting tomorrow with a great opening game of Belgium against Spain, and we are here in the lobby of the hotel nearby, where almost in an hour's time, I think, we will be welcoming all of the participating teams. There will be a welcome reception, and the host for that reception and the host for this tournament is my guest, Marc Coudron, president of the Belgian Hockey Federation. Marc, you are not only the president of the Belgian Hockey Federation since a little over a decade now, I think.
It's 2005, actually.
So that's quite a long time
years,
already.
14 years,
but you're also a player before that, international player with, and before John Doman took over your record, you were the record keeper of the caps in Belgium. But can you tell us about the rise of Belgium, which started more or less when you failed to qualify for the Athens Olympics with 12 or 13 seconds on the clock? That must have been a very painful moment.
That was actually my last international game. That game against South Africa, and indeed it was a disaster for me and for everyone on the field. We were 2-1 against 2-1 for us against South Africa, and at the end 14 seconds to go, and it was 2-2, and then we had an opportunity to score in the extra times. At that time it was still extra times, and also in the penalty strokes we had the chance to score and to win, and the keeper made a wonderful save, and after that we missed one in the sudden day. So
sports.
That's sports, but it was
painful.
Very painful at that moment. So actually that was maybe
it's one of the triggers, I think.
Yeah, maybe, but my first reaction after the game was, of course, to be so disappointed. But I spoke to some players, like the next great players, like Reckinger, Max Lux, and the others. They was very sorry for me, and I said, guys, you don't have to be sorry. You will qualify in the future. I wasn't the president at that time, but I felt that because that was the best team ever which I play with. So I was really sure that they had everything in hands to qualify, not to become world champion, of course, but to qualify and to begin at a good level and in the top 10 of the world, top 8 of the world, and progressively maybe to reach the top. But at that time it was just to qualify.
Yeah. So, but then what changed that made Belgium rise to the top the way that it has the last 15 years?
Actually, we were lucky for some points. First of all, we received the support of the Olympic Committee thanks to a European title of our under 16.
I remember well.
Yeah, with a great player. He's now playing for Holland, Sander Baart. You know him very well, of course. And that was a incredible signal for the development of hockey, because we received support of the Olympic Committee from the program Be Gold, the next generation of top athletes, not only hockey but sports in general. And that was really important for the development of hockey. Of course, we were also, when I began in 2005 as president, the financial situation was good. There was no drama, there was no financial collapse or something like this. So I received a very sane situation of hockey in Belgium. But of course, the next points, the next steps had to be done. So I was also very lucky that Bert Wenting accepted to come in the situation and to follow.
Is the Dutch coach who used to coach for Dragon in Braasgaat, an ex-national team coach from Holland before that even.
Of the women team in
and
96.
You brought him in as a technical director for the federation.
High performance manager, technical director, and he was the man. He was the architect actually of all the development of hockey, because like many Dutchmen, he's really positive, he's very aggressive in the good way, and he wants always more. And when we achieved the qualification, for example, for Peking, actually we said together, okay, that's done, next step is London. And then, okay, next step, and we can reach the top with the very good generation of B Gold players like those John and then after that Van Nobel, Gouniard and De Nayer and so on. So we had at that time really good players in 2008, 9, 10, but they were 17, 16, 18 or something like that. And if we cocooned them well, we had. They would succeed, and they succeeded actually in the next years after that.
What is the contribution of the domestic league in this, for instance?
Not only the domestic leagues, but also the clubs in general. It wasn't possible to reach that top without the clubs, and it wasn't possible for the clubs to reach that level without the national teams. It was really a combination of good balance between the interest of the clubs and the interest of the national team. I'm really sure that this combination was also a key of the success, because it was not the point to have the national teams, men and women, like an island going far away from the continent of the clubs, but we had to build bridges between the clubs and the national teams in order to keep the same evolution, the same development for the national teams and for the clubs, and with very good successes also with clubs like Dragons, a few times in final,
finals,
and of course now with Waterloo Ducks, who won the last EHL final. So that's also a sane situation. It's not only the national teams, but also the development of the clubs. It's not always easy, of course, to speak with everybody, because there are different interests, but in adults we can find solutions, I think.
Yes, absolutely. How about the Red Panthers? European hockey has always been a front runner regarding gender balance. So what is being done in women's hockey in Belgium that they also can reach the same level like the men are doing right now?
Yeah, I'm totally sure that they will do. They will do like the Red Lions. I have to say that in my first speech as president in 2005, I said that women hockey will be the future of hockey. And I saw many big eyes of people saying, oh, okay, he's so young, he's so naive. But I was sure, and I'm still sure, that that's the case, that's the situation. And now it's nice to see the development of the Red Panthers, because they were so far away. Actually, in 2005, they were around the 25th, 20th place in the world, and now they were fifth, and fifth in the OK Pro League, so FIH Pro League, so fifth, and they won twice against Australia, number 2 in the world. So they are really close to.
Yes. What do they need to make the next step?
Oh, go on, and go on in the improvement of the talents, and it's a young team in comparison with the Red Lions. There are lots of young. Actually, it's very. We can make a comparison with the Red Lions 6-7 years ago. It was also a very young team then, with those Van Obel, Gouniard, De Nayer, Boon, John Domen, Van Asch, and so on. Yeah. And I forgot the others, but it was not the point, of course, many more. But they were 22, 21, 23, and now they reached the top level because they are 28, 29, and so on. Mm-hmm. But the girls, the main part of the girls of the Red Panthers are between 17, 18, with Ambre Balanguin, for example, and 23, 24. And then we have some experienced players also in the team. But those players, those young players, within 3 to 4 years, they will reach their top, and I'm sure that why not being a world champion? Of course, the difference with the Netherlands in women is so high, because there is Netherlands and then the others. Not like this, because we saw that England, for example, at the Olympics won, but mainly. Most of the time, the Netherlands with the women is above the others. But well, it was incredible to think that Belgium could be a world champion 10 years ago, and it's now impossible to think maybe that the Red Panthers could be Olympic champion or world champion within 5 years or something like this. No. But why not?
No, absolutely.
Why not?
In a very un-Belgian-like way, you've stated last year, even before the World Cup, some very ambitious and outspoken goals for both the Red Panthers and the Red Lions, where you would say that by 2024 they would have won it all.
Yep.
Where does that ambition come from? And
that's for me, it's a part of ambition and a part of realism, because we had and we still have in the team the best goalkeeper twice, two best players with Domen and Van Doren, best coach, best rising player with Van Doren and then De Slover. It's very nice to have those individual prizes, but it was enough at one moment. Okay. It's good to get those individual prizes, but now the time is to have the real prize and the collective prizes, like they have done with the World Cup, of course.
Yeah. What would make this European Championship a success for you, as well, not only as a fan of the Red Lions and Red Panthers, obviously you want them to succeed and get to the finals and win, but as a host of the tournament?
That it would be a wonderful souvenir for the supporters, a wonderful feast, a wonderful event for everybody, for the sponsors, for the press, for the media, for the television, for the people watching television, because we are live in the French-speaking part and Dutch-speaking part of television in Belgium. Open channels, and that's very important also. Absolutely. For the development and the audience of hockey in Belgium. That of course we leave the results on site, but for the rest, it has to be a big party, a big event, and everybody has to leave the stadium with a big smile, saying, wow, what a big event, what a very nice atmosphere on the field, outside the field, with the supporters and everybody. So that's my dream, and I'm sure it will happen, because it was the case in 2013. It was also a big event and a very nice big party and a very nice organization there by Brexit and the KBHB. So now we are working with Sportizone and Golazzo, and they are doing a wonderful job. I saw pictures of the stadium. I saw the stadium, of course, during the Pro League, but now it's totally different.
It's double. I heard.
It's double. It's totally
to
covered.
All the players, it's really impressive.
Yeah, I think so, and I'm sure it will be a very nice success for everybody to just to be there and to feel that atmosphere.
What needs to change for hockey to become a certain sport at the Olympics and to be in the spotlight every year all over the world? Because in February of next year, I believe, the sports will have to be chosen for the next Olympics in LA 2028, so not Paris, that's certain. But that's an important moment for our sport. So what do we need to make sure that we will still be there in LA and afterwards?
Yeah, that's a very interesting and important question. You're right, but I have two or three answers. First of all, I think that we are too negative about ourselves. We are, I think, the only sports to be 50-50 gender.
Yes.
We have one of the only sports to be doping free. We have no scandal about doping, nearly no scandal about betting.
Almost.
Almost. But
in the end, there was no scandal as well.
Yeah. But there is nearly no scandal at all in hockey. Maybe we need that. That's another question. But I prefer like this, of course, without any scandal. But we have many qualities, but we are always looking at other sports saying, they are better than us. Okay, maybe, but maybe not. And I was looking at different competitions of basketball, volleyball, and so on, and even tennis, and outside of big events. But for example, the European Cup with the Belgian Cats, there is nearly nobody in the stadium.
Yes.
And here, and that's not a critic against the Belgian Cats, but I speak about other sports, and we are so critical about us to say, there is maybe less people watching hockey, but that's like this for other sports too. That's like this for other sports too, outside of football, of course, but for the rest, there are many competitions without many spectators, and we have to be aware of that. That hockey, has qualities, maybe has to develop and has to think about the future. For 28, I'm quite sure that we will be there because it's in the US, and the US play hockey.
Yes, but they're having troubles at the moment.
Maybe.
Will probably. We just had the Pan Am Games are finished.
Yeah.
They did not qualify through the Pan Am Games, where Argentina took both the men and the women's spot, as usual. But we've seen the men's hockey in the US is a difficult event. The women's was pretty strong last decade, but has been in a strong decline recently. And will have a very difficult task to qualify for Tokyo.
Maybe for Tokyo, but I'm sure, remember in '96 in Atlanta, that was also the decade of the US, because they were, I think, third in the World Cup or fourth in the World Cup, and they were also very good at the Olympics at home. And so I'm sure that United States will put energy and money to reach that level. If, and of course not a critique about that country, but if it was in Turkey, for example, like in Brazil, but even in Brazil there were many spectators, but it's not a hockey country. If it's, for example, in Norway, for example, it's not really a hockey country. So that's critical, I think, for the image. That's why I'm sure that it will be a success in Tokyo. It will be a success in Paris, and I'm sure it will be a success in Los Angeles too. I'm optimistic.
So what do you think that really, is there something that needs to change to make it a certainty, or is it just we have to believe in ourselves and not look at other sports so much?
We have to look at other sports, of course. We have to learn and to improve always. I'm not so critical about the Hockey Pro League, the FIH Pro League. It was the first edition, but I think we go to the right direction because we have stadiums who are full, packed and loud, like
some countries.
no, that's right. But before there was nobody to come and watch Belgium against Spain. If it was not for something important, there was maybe 500 people. No, there are 3 or 4,000 people. So. Okay, in some countries maybe there is a step to do, but with the Pro League, I'm sure I'm positive about the Pro League. I'm sure it will be something good for the future, but it has to be fine-tuned in the future, of course.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay, but first of all, we start today with the European Championships in our own, in my hometown, your home country.
Yeah.
Belgium, Spain tonight. What's it going to be?
I hope a big event. I hope, of course, a victory for Belgium. I'm sure, but it's we don't. We have to focus on the first games for the Red Lions and the Red Panthers. We don't have to focus on the semi-finals or finals. We have to play. It's maybe I will say a little bit easy to say, but. We really have to play game per game and to see after that where we are. Yeah. And if we are well focused on that, I think we won't have any problem to qualify. But first, important game against Spain. It's not easy to play against Spain because they were really good actually at some occasion in Amstelveen 2 years ago. Of course, it was not so an important game for Belgium. They were already qualified for the semi, but still it was 2-0 for Spain. And in Valencia it was 2-2, and in Brussels it was a big score for Belgium. But well, it's never easy to play against Spain. We know that, and I'm sure that the players know that much more than me, and they are very conscious.
But you're convinced it will be a Belgian victory tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Thanks very much, Marc. Let's hear from Miki Delàs, the captain of Spain, what his thoughts are about the game for tonight, and. Thank you for our talk, and let's have a great championship here in Antwerp.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye. So tonight we will see the first game of this Euro Hockey Championships between Belgium, world champion, and Spain, the comeback kings of the Pro League. We already heard from Belgian President Marc Coudron about his feelings. But we also talked to the captain of Spain, Miki Delàs. Miki, can you tell me what are the team goals and your individual goals for this European Championship?
The main goal from the Spanish team in this European Cup is qualify to the semi-finals first, because we come from a really tough tournament that we had at the World Cup in India, where we were kicked out really early and we were completely devastated, and we changed a lot of things, and we are looking forward to start and to get into semi-finals at least, and then we will see. I think that we have a tight group, but we will have our chances for sure. And as an individual goal, my only goal is to enjoy. I have been it will be my 6th European Cup, and I'm really lucky to come back to Antwerp, where I lived for 5 years, and for me it's really a lot of experience and things together. So my main goal is enjoy playing hockey and here in Antwerp.
So Miki, what do you love about hockey and why?
From hockey is first thing the opportunity that gives to us to play in a really amazing tournament, like I'm sure it will be this in Antwerp. Also to travel around the world, but for me the main thing that makes me feel awake and what makes me feel really special is to compete every single training, every single match, every single tournament, to give our best, and this is what makes me really, really, really happy.
Of course, I couldn't agree more. But what, Miki, would you change in hockey and why?
I think what I would change in hockey, I think it's things like the Pro League, which is really good in one side, but it's I think it's asking and really demanding for the players, and sometimes for us it's difficult to shine on the important moments because we spend a lot of time trainings and travelings and playing matches. So for me, I would like to do less competitions, but with more focus on give our best, and this is difficult to explain because all the crowd and all the ambient always wants to see lot of matches, but for a player sometimes it's tough to combine with national league, with international player games, and also you want to be really good and informed like in tournaments like this in the European Cup. So at the end, it's do less but do it better.
Thanks for listening. Join us again tomorrow for a new episode of the Euro Hockey Daily on your Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or at studiohockey.com. Enjoy your hockey. Bye bye. PS. Don't forget, tonight at 9:30 local time in Belgium, the opening game for the Euro Hockey Championships, Belgium against Spain. It's going to be a spectacular game with a lot of goals. Don't miss out.